Today is day 247 of Blender, and a few days ago I made this little froyo building with an ice cream cone on the top, and the ice cream cone is what I'm trying to replicate today in Blender. So I'm going to click on General, and then I'm going to go to Geometry Nodes, and I'm going to click on New for a new geometry node system. I'm going to disconnect the input from the output, and then I'll go here and click on Add, go to Mesh Primitives, and add a cone, connect the mesh to the geometry so I'm able to see it in the viewport, right? And then what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll kind of play around with the values. So I'll do like radius top and then decrease the radius of the bottom to something like this, and then maybe do radius top something like that. And then the depth can be either big or small, whatever feels good. And the fill type is going to be none because I don't want there to be fill. I could actually fix the bottom later. So yeah, and I think maybe the depth could be a little smaller, and then the radius of the top could be a little smaller as well. All right, so maybe radius bottom could be a little bit kind of like that. All right, so I think that's good. So then I'm going to go here to the arrow, click on apply, and then I'll go back to layout, and then right click shade smooth to make it nice and smooth. And then to give it a bottom, I'll go to edit mode, I'll go to edge select, and then I'll do alt and select the bottom edge, and then press on F to create a new face from those edges. And then I'll go back into object mode, and now I have my little cone. So then what I'll do is I'll go to modifiers and I'll add a solidify modifier, just increase it a little bit. I'm going to do 1 for the offset so it actually does so, how do you call it, outwards. And I'm going to do even thickness and I'm going to click on apply. Then I'm going to go into edit mode and I'm going to do Control R, and I'm going to add a loop cut, I'm going to bring it up here, and then I'll go to face select and then select, I'll do alt and then select these faces. So I could select those, right? And then what I'll do is I'll do Shift N to recalculate normals. Normals, by the way, are lines perpendicular to the faces. So actually there's a way to see them. Okay, so these are the normals, right? So what the plan is to extrude these normals, or extrude these faces along the normals, meaning this face would actually go forward a bit. This one would go forward towards where the normal is. So that's the idea. So when I do Alt, select these faces, and then I do, I think it's Shift E, or is it Control E? Control E. I can extrude, or is it just E? Oops. I don't even know what it is, I forgot. Control E, extrude edges, offset edges, or is it Alt E? Yep, Alt E. Okay, I was like lost there for a second. So Alt E, you extrude face along the normals, and so now you can extrude them along the direction of the normals, which is a really useful thing to do. Alright, so this is what it's looking like now. I could definitely add a subdivision surface modifier to make it smoother. Do something like 2, and then I can do edit mode, Control R, bring this down, edit mode, Control R, bring this down, and then back into object mode. This is what it's looking like. It's looking more like, honestly, like one of those beach buckets. Oh my god, honestly, I think I might just make this a tutorial on how to make a beach bucket. But yeah, I don't even know how I did the other thing. Anyway, what I like to do is take edge select and then do alt, select this one, and then put a face at the top because really nobody's going to see anything at the bottom. And then I'll do Shift A and add a mesh, and I'll add a torus. And then before clicking on anything, I'm just going to decrease the major radius, like by a lot. And then press on G and Z to bring this up. Probably should have decreased it even more. Let's see if I could do that. No. So maybe what I'll do is delete that, and then I'll do the cursor here so I could see it, then do Shift A, mesh, and then torus, and then decrease the radius like so. And then do something like that. And then maybe I can scale it on the X, and I can add a subdivision surface modifier to make it smooth. And then right click, shade smooth. That's what it's looking like. S and then Z to kind of make it like that. And then what I'll do is I'll turn on snapping to face project so that I do G, it snaps to the face here. So G to grab and then GZ. So it should snap to, whoops, the face. Let me do GZ to bring it up. And then scale it. And then I think I'll just do S to scale on the X, GZ to bring it, not GZ, G, Y, move it forward a bit. Maybe scale it just a bit like that. And then maybe S and then Z to move it a little bit downwards. And then I'll just do Shift D to duplicate, GZ to bring this here, scale by pressing S. And then selecting, do Shift D to make a copy, GZ to bring it up, and then scale by pressing S. And I might just maybe make these a little bit higher in height. Oops, not that much. Something like this maybe. Bring this up. Something like that. And then, yep, and then for the cherry, I would just do Shift A and add a UV sphere. Scale it down and just bring it up here to kind of towards the middle. So GZ to bring it down, GY, GX, GZ to bring it a little bit up. And then maybe GX. And then now for the material, but to see the material better, I'll do Shift A, mesh, add a plane, scale, GZ, GX, scale even more, go into edit mode, edge select, select the back edge, E to extrude the edge, Z to extrude along the Z axis, which is the blue line, modifier, bevel, increase the amount, increase the segments to make some sort of backdrop. Arrow, apply that, right click, shade smooth to get rid of those lines, S and then X to scale on the X axis. Maybe scale it even just generally by pressing S. Now onto material preview. So the color, I'm going to make different colors. So I'm going to click on new, the cone. I mean, it could just be a regular cone color. And then I don't know, these could be different colors. It could be like, I don't know, what's an ice cream color? Chocolate? It's probably not chocolate. Okay, something like that. And then I can make the same color here. It literally looks like, ugh, never mind. This is a cherry, so I actually have to make it, oops. Let me delete this, create a new material, make it red. Also make sure to do right click shade smooth and then make it shiny by decreasing the roughness, right? And then maybe I really like the way this looks. What if I do GZ to bring this up? Right, and then the cone, I don't know, it could be a nicer color to be honest. This looks really ugly. Let me do, what if there's like, what if I just make it white? And then the backdrop, I can make it something like black. All right, and then that's my little cones. So in render preview, this is what it's gonna look like. A little ice cream, and I'll delete the light, or maybe not delete the light. Maybe I'll just move it. I'll do GY to move it here, and then do GX to kind of move it here, and then I'll press a button and do the escape key to hover over front, and then do Control Alt Numpad 0. If you don't have a numpad, you go to Edit, Preferences, Input, and you can emulate the numpad, meaning that the numbers on your keyboard will become kind of your numpad. But I have a numpad, so I'll just do Control Alt Numpad 0, and that's going to align my camera to the view. To get out of this, middle mouse button to go back into the view, not middle, I mean numpad 0. All right, so I'm just gonna do something kind of like this maybe, and then maybe I'll just rotate this on the Z axis so it kind of looks like that. Do Control Alt Numpad 0 again. So something like this, maybe bring it down. All right, so maybe I'll zoom in a bit. All right, I think that's good. So then at this point, that's all. That's literally all. It's very basic. So I don't want this to be too shiny though. So let me maybe increase the roughness just a little bit. Not too much though. I guess that's fine. And then, yep, that's it. So then render image, and then I should have my little ice cream cone. The only thing is though, I wish I made this a little bit, like the, what do you call this? Like the waffle part. Like over here, it's more straight, so it looks a little bit better. Like the little extrude edge part, but over here it's more like round, so that way it looks more like a beach bucket, but whatever. All right, that's it for today then. Bye.